Okay, this is my air shocks for my Ford F250. This is on the passenger side. It was much easier than the driver's side. What I found out is put it together down on the floor, use little tie wraps, tie it so it squishes it together. There is a little gap right here where my finger is pointing. You can change that up. There is a bolt underneath here. It's a carriage bolt, 3/8 carriage bolt. They ship you a 2.5 inch one. Do not use it. Do a 2-inch. Just go to town, buy a 2-inch. This is the outside. With most fifth wheel brackets, the bracket extends on the outside, but as you can see with mine, all they have are the little L brackets, or heavy duty L brackets, but nothing comes across here. So I needed to extend this. So all I did is I used a 1/2 inch piece of iron, center drilled it, popped it through. That gives me plenty of support right there. This is just overlay so you can kind of see everything. It does barely fit on here, but that's all we need, is right there. It fits inside when you shove it in. And everything is tight. No problem there. As you can see, there's where I mounted all my T's. One for my left, one for my right. I will go, my heat shield went right there. That was the closest place that I imagined heat getting close to it. Let's step to the outside. For my external emergency fill-ups, what I did was I used the bottom license plate holders. Worked out perfect. I put a fancy little cap on them. Nothing special. There it is on the inside. Everything turned out nice there. Just routed it through some holes. Again, there's my T's. Now here was the miserable side. I wish I had time. Well, I don't. Let's be honest here. If I had to do it over again, I did this one first. We put this together bolt by bolt, assembled everything in place. One miserable job. I was ready to pack it up, ship it right back to them. It was that bad of a job. But we did get it in there. Everything's tight. Everything's the way it's supposed to be. No complaints except for when I was doing it. Again, it just barely slips inside, but it does catch it, and that's all it needs, because the bracket holds everything tight up against the side. So that part turned out real nice. Gave myself plenty of extra room, so if I did spring a leak, I still have plenty of extra hose, and I did that everywhere, as you can see. Leaks always occur. Doesn't matter how good of a mechanic you are or what the deal is. Oh, do not forget the heat shield on your tube, which is right there. They give you a little piece. I put it right there just because I figured, I imagine that's going to be the closest place for that to get hot. Okay, from there, here's the main control that my remote runs off of. Gave myself plenty of extra cord again. In fact, I probably gave myself too much extra cord, but I was just looking at the fact, if I ever have leaks, I'll be able to get right to it, cut off the extra, pull myself a little extra, and it's a done deal. There's my relay. Everything plugs into that. They ship you that, of course. I just screwed it right on there. I did use, excuse the mess of the tape's kind of starting to come off. We all know what that's like. Put everything in a loom just to protect it. This is just a ground, no big deal. I was not concerned about that. Right there's what I was pointing at. Okay, now I love my idea, but it did not work out as good as I wanted it to. I went out and I spent $60 and I bought a little 2 or 2.5 gallon tank. My idea was, if I ever have a flat tire, I'll be able to plug it in to my quick connect, which is right there. Emergency release, I won't have to worry. The compressor does blow 120 pounds, so I put an emergency, and I just plugged up my extra holes. Check valve, wanted to make sure anything going in could not come back out. As far as drilling holes in my frame, I really didn't have to. I just used existing and I used my imagination, and everything turned out really nice. But there's the tank. It looks great, absolutely looks superb, but it does not work the best, and I will explain why. Okay, the compressor, they do not want it getting wet, but I didn't want it in the cab so I could hear the damn thing running. It's not that it's loud, but you can definitely hear it. So what I did is I came up with an old box. Yeah, I'm not even sure. Well, just an old waterproof electrical box is kind of what it is. And let me walk around to the other side so I can open it up and show you. Hold on a minute. Okay, there it is. And if you open it up right here, there's the compressor right there. Turned out excellent. The green wire, I just got done right now adding that, and I'll explain here in a minute. But the pink wire runs all the way back to the loom to your main control, and then from there it comes back and it runs into this red wire, which turns on the compressor. So everything, and I can snap it. I got a snap right here, so it's no big deal. The braided stainless steel line, that is my breathing tube. You have to have that. And what I did is I ran that up into the cab, which I'll show you here in a minute. Did a loom, of course, coming back in. Let me walk around again, and I will show you. Okay, so I just ran everything, protected everything the best that I could. Came up underneath, came right on through, drilled a hole, put a grommet right there, and we're happy with it. As far as my breather tube, I just drilled a hole, stuck the plastic hose through the stainless steel, and fed her right up on in. Okay, we'll lower it now, and I'll show you inside. Okay, so now approximately everything comes up right about here. The electric comes up, runs right up behind here, and then shoots straight up into here. The braided loom, what I did is I just drilled a hole. Doesn't look bad, you know, seat belt's not in the way. The seat goes back and forth. I can pull it out very easy when I want to change this once a year. But it just tucks right up under there. Doesn't look bad in my opinion. And that's all I do there. So that's all you're looking at when you open up the door. As far as the electrical, let me shut this off. There, sorry about that. That I have the auxiliary switches, as you can see. What I wanted to do was I wanted to control it. In the winter time, it's diesel. I did not want it popping on when my glow plugs are going for 27 seconds when it's 30 below to start. I did not want to rob any power whatsoever. So I hooked it up to my auxiliary one, which is rated up to 30 amps. Them are very tiny wires, but they go into relays, which does not matter. So what you do is you pull off your 4 bolts. First you disconnect the battery, pull out your fuse panel. There are 4 wires, which are A, B, C, D for your auxiliary, and I hooked it up to that. So now my switch runs that. What I ran into that I did not like, I did this project about 3 weeks ago, and when it's on, I believe I can feel it, but do not quote me on that. It's just kind of one of those, you felt something, you couldn't hear it, so I wanted a light. So what I just did now, that green wire you seen down below coming from straight from the compressor, I drilled a little hole right there, put in a 12-volt light, ran that wire. So now let's start it up. The light is off right now. I'll get my control here. My power's on. Shut it off, turn it on. Upside down, sorry. So I'm gonna turn it up. Right now it's set at 7 pounds, which I like for when I'm empty. Turn it on to 7, the light comes on. I just turned it up to 50, I'm sorry. So she's starting to go right now. Okay, now that's enough. I've just shown an example. It should go up to 50, which it will go up to 50, because that's where I have number 2 set at. So I'm gonna hit number 1 again. The light will go off there. The reason I did that is if I get a leak and that compressor turns on and I'm going down the road, I am not going to know if that compressor is running or not. The compressor is not made to run 24/7. It'll burn it up. So now I can also monitor that with that little red light. If it's on, I know my compressor is running, but pretty much so, it won't be on that much the way I look at it. So there's my airlift for my F250. It's an 07, and I hope that helps you out if you go to do yours. But like I said, if you start on the driver's side, it's miserable. I did everything the way I wanted it done. I did not want a quick, easy, sloppy job. They said it takes 2 hours to install the airbags. It takes 2 hours to install the compressor. Whoever did that is on dope, is all I can say, or they're drunk as hell. Grand total, I had 28 hours into doing this job, but I took my time. My wires are soldered. I did not want anything sloppy. I put loom, protected all my wires, so you kind of understand why my job took me so long. But like I said, I wanted it to last, and I didn't want anything shorting out. So I hope that helps, and that's it. You guys have a good day.